All right, I get a nice high tone here. First high tone of the day, really. Not too deep, but most of the coins here haven't been too deep, so. Hey guys, welcome back to Dirty Digs. I am back at the Field of Dreams. I only have a couple hours, so see what we can find here in a couple hours. But it's all clear of snow, and is the area that I'm working with again. Same area that I'm normally in. We'll see what we can find. And there's that barn that you can see in all the thumbnails for the Field of Dreams videos. All right, it's got a little 18 to 22 signal, only about maybe 2 inches down. I got a little tomback. Only been here for about 5 minutes, so that's a good sign. This place just keeps giving up more and more. Maybe the frost this year will have kind of pushed some stuff up. That'd be cool. All right, it's got a mid-30s tone. I had to dig through some frozen ground right there. I guess it's kind of patchy. But I just got probably one of the nicer ball buttons that I think I've ever found. It's got like a flower in the center. And then like a floral pattern all the way around the edge. That is super neat. See if I can get that to focus better. There we go. That is so cool. And the full shanks there and everything. Very nice. Alright, I just got a mid-30s tone. And we got a bag seal. It has number 88 on the back of it. And then it says CGT on the front. That'll probably be the company. Very cool. Alright, it's got a double tap in like just barely beneath the surface. 18 to 20 signal. Which is pretty low, but I figured it would be a small button. But instead we got part of the innards of a shoe buckle. That would be the shape right there. Very cool. Can never find a complete one here though. One of these days I'll find one. I know there's one in here somewhere. Alright, it's got another 18 to 22 signal. And we get another tomback. Plain on the front. Nothing there. Can't believe these things are still popping out. Nice. Alright, just got like a mid to high 30s signal. About 4 inches. We got another piece of a shoe buckle frame. Nice and fancy. The piece of the shape we found earlier could have been to this. It was within a few feet of this, so that's pretty cool. Too bad they're in pieces all over the place here. All right, I get a nice high tone here. First high tone of the day, really. Not too deep, but most of the coins here haven't been too deep, so. And this is within a few feet of, probably within 10 feet of where I found the Nova. But it's not ringing up high enough for that, but we'll see what it is. All right, took a minute to find it, and I took one more flip of the dirt, and we got a coin that popped up. Oh, that's really cool. I can already see what it is. Another one for this place. All right. So if I have it right, I'm pretty sure that's a CONN. And this side is going to say Octori. It's going to be a Connecticut State copper, guys. Let me give this a gentle brushing and I'll show you. All right, we definitely have a positive ID on that. If I can get it in the sun, there we go. So maybe it's better in here. So on the left it says Connect, on the left it says Octori. And then with the flip, yeah, Britannia or whatever it is there. And then you can actually make out the date on it, 1787, I believe. That's what I'm seeing there. Yeah, see, you can see it right there, CONNEC. Just had to catch it at the right angle. And that would be King George right there. Very cool. More early coinage from this spot. All right, here's the wrap-up picture. I got a couple pieces of a shoe buckle, the D buckle, a few buttons, and that pretty awesome Connecticut copper. Welcome back to the Find of the Week, everybody. This week we have the Berkshire Mass Treasure Hunter and his incredibly rare Revolutionary War era cufflinks with the first design of the Great Seal on them. Ole is a longtime detectorist, and he has the YouTube channel, the Berkshire Mass Treasure Hunters. He has over 400 videos you can all go check out, including the one where he actually found these cufflinks, along with some really nice items that he found in the same spot. Most of his videos focus on Ole and his partner in crime, Jay, going out into the farm fields of Western Massachusetts metal detecting. And you got to check out some of these videos. They find some seriously incredible items. Back to the cufflinks, though. With the Great Seal on them, these would have no doubt have been worn by a soldier in the Continental Army. I mean, look at that perfect green patina. These are in incredible shape and so rare I can only find one other example of the same style online anywhere. But a huge congrats and truly amazing find. All right, now back to the hunt, which is the second hunt at this property on a whole separate day. All right, welcome back to Dirty Digs. We're back at the Field of Dreams. I am here with my father. And we're just going to see what we can find. We only have a couple hours today. It's my birthday, so I took the day off of work. So we'll see what we can find. And the first thing I just got, it was sitting right on the surface. I didn't even dig it. Was a fancy, yeah, you can see some of the detail there. Nice fancy little cufflink. I love finding cufflinks. All right, my father just called me over and he just found something cool, he said. He's just trying to find it again because he dropped it.
Basketball
sweet.
today.
Very cool.
Yes.
And this is an area where I've covered this whole thing 20 times, and every single time I come back, we still just keep popping up buttons and coppers and other relics. So, all right, we'll get at it and show you what we find. All right, about 3 inches down, I just got a really small, just a lot of iron here. Just a little tiny little quick mid-40s tone. And I decided to try it out and get another button. Very cool. I just had like a really irony, jumpy, like 12, 13. I decided to go for it. And just under the surface, I got this big nail. And then I swung back over it once I got rid of that. And just below it was this little, I'm not going to call it a cuff button. It's like on the verge of that size, but nice little tomback. Very cool. All right, I just got a really tiny little, it was like a 10, 11 signal. And it's going to be another cuffling, I'm pretty sure, based off the shape of it. Little piece broke off in the corner, which is too bad. And the shank's gone from the back too, but or the attachment point. And there's some sort of very faint thing on there, but can't make out what it is. But either way, that's pretty cool. All right, it's got a high 30s tone, and I just got down to it, and I see the top of a Crotal bill. Let's see if it's all complete. Oh, it's a little guy. Oh, of course not, but that's all right. Love finding those little Crotal bills. This one's got the petals on the bottom. Very cool. Nice. All right, it's got a mid-20 signal right up next to this old tree. And we got another flat button. Nothing on the front, plain. Oh, my father's walking over to me. Let's see what he's got. What do you got?
Like a buckle.
D-buckle. Nice. Sweet. So that'll be the first buckle for the day.
Yeah.
Usually we find a couple here each time we come. That and suspend harmonicas. Very cool. All right, literally about 2 inches down, I just got like a really kind of, it was double, triple beeping just because it was so close to the surface and it was kind of big. But I got the corner of a shoe buckle. And that would be the centerpiece right there where the pin would go in. Very cool. I keep finding pieces. One of these times here, I want to find a whole one. I keep finding chunks of different ones. All right. Right there. I was just saying how I keep finding chunks. Here's another corner of a shoe buckle. Got some nice fancy on it. Cool design. And literally, right there is where I dug the first one. And right there, this one was about 4 inches down. Two completely different shoe buckles. So that's pretty cool. Well, it's starting to rain out. Hopefully it's just a quick shower. But I got a really deep, like probably about 8-9 inches, like 30 signal. And get another flat button. All right, about maybe 1.5 inches down, I got a like 21, 22 signal. I just got a really fancy pewter button. That's where the shank would have been. You can see it's all crumbly on the sides. Got to be careful with it. But that is an awesome pattern. Star in the middle with all like the swirls around it. That's pretty awesome. Well, it's got a really cool high tone. It was like a high 60s to mid 70s. And it's like part of a drawer handle or something. But I believe it's got all like pictures of the zodiac signs on there. I think like I see a crab and a lion and either that or it's maybe the Chinese thing. But either way, it's nice and fancy. It's a cool piece. Very cool. Well, my father's digging the china over here, and somehow we managed to get this up in one piece without killing it. But this was down in the hole. Some piece of glass. And then just a bunch of iron.
Oh,
It's pretty cool. All right, I just got something like a signal that was right on the surface. It was just making a bunch of noise. And it's kind of funny. Me and Jim from Mason Merck were just talking about these the other day when we were digging together. But it's the promotional aluminum thimbles. This one says Jenna Jatak shoes, $5 to $6. That's pretty cool. Very nice. All right, over where my detector is, I got a really small, like mid-30 signal. And I'm going to call it like a bead or something along like a charm, something like that. But it's fancy, it looks old, it's pretty cool. All right, so much of this stuff is just under the surface here. I must have walked over it a bunch of times, just thinking it was kind of trashy signals, because there is a decent amount of trashy signals down at the bottom by the barn. But I just dug one that sounded kind of nice, and we got a cool suspender clip. Still got the teeth. Nice. All right, guys. With this permission, I gotta take pictures and show the owner everything anyway. So I'll just kind of give you a quick glimpse. We only were here for about maybe 3 hours, but so my father got the musket ball, the buckle there, that glass piece, a dime, and then over here we got the thimble, the Crotal bell, that piece of that drawer handle with the zodiac symbols on it, the spender clip, that little bead or whatever it is, 2 corners of the shoe buckle, and then two, four, six, 7 buttons, and then two, I can't even think of the word right now.
What is it? Coupling?
Yeah, 2 cufflinks. There you go. Brain fart, sorry. Yeah, 2 cufflinks right there. So, not too bad. Got a quick little handful of items out of here.